is enough, and it's time for a change.
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some love! Woo, yeah!
With Kinny, Killa.
Hey, yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby! And we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar should.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! The Stone Cold Sensor!
Oh, son of a bitch, if you just heard the glass shatter, that's right. It's Sunday. It's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, right back on the TRN Talking Wrestling Network. It's episode 102, and I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny, Killa. And as always, I am kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Newport Knight, the gal them sugar shugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
We have a packed show, people. First, let me introduce you to our debutantes on the show. They are from the Dark Match Wrestling Podcast. It is Nick Roda, Mike Lewis, Bill Wisnowski. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. First, Nick, welcome.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for having us live here on the Sunday Segue.
It's always a pleasure. Mike, how you doing, boy?
I'm having a great time, man. Absolutely having a great time. Thank you for having us.
No problem. Producer Billy, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. We're doing good off this all-nighter. And ready to go.
Ready to go. Also, we have on the show, obviously, he's our brother from stateside. Also, he is the fiance of that Roxy girl. That's right, it is Big Evil Chris, the Hill since day one. How you doing, boy?
Really, really tired, I'm gonna be honest with you. Really, really tired.
Yeah, I know your missus had to get you up, but you know I always appreciate when any Americans are on the show.
Yeah.
You know, so how you been anyway, man?
Yeah, I've been good. Just went to Raw on Monday, so it was pretty fun. Had a great train ride home, like the one after WrestleMania 29. We were just chanting wrestling chants, like Repo Man and everything. Gotta represent the Repo Man. And yeah, it was fun. It was a train filled with wrestling fans. What could be better?
Yeah, nice. So, lads, I know you guys are watching New Japan at the moment, you know, the second round. I did not realize there was some little shows in between round one and round two, which obviously there's no point really talking about because it's all a whole bunch of tag team matches. But Nick, what's it looking like so far?
It's been a great show so far. A lot of good action in the tournament. I don't want to give too much away.
No spoilers, man.
No spoilers,
No spoilers, man.
But
round two has been good.
But yes, it's been awesome, man. Definitely check it out when you have the chance.
Oh, I will be. I mean, at the moment, me and Shugs are kind of going on crazy on the New Japan. Well, I'm kind of gassing. Shugs will say that I've been gassing up the spot when it comes to New Japan. I've been kind of going a bit crazy. But fuck it, man. Fuck it. With the way WWE's going at the moment, I need my wrestling fix. But yeah, Shugs, I got 4 quick questions for you, sucker. 4 quick questions. Right. United versus Arsenal. Who's good? What's the score?
I don't know. I'm gonna say like a draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
All right. White rice or rice and peas?
Rice and peas.
Curry goat or ackee and saltfish?
Curry goat always. Bun ackee. What color is that fucking dress? Fuck the dress.
Oh, that's the one. That's the answer I want to hear. So, how's the weekend been so far? Are we gonna talk football?
Yeah, it was a good result yesterday. We went down to 10 men after about 35 minutes. Then we went 1-0 down, but like we came back and we drew 2-2 with 92nd minute equalizer.
Shit. That's what you call one from behind. What happened? The guy got sent off. What? You guys were throwing glasses at each other again?
It was just like handbags for the first one, yellow card, and then he told the ref to like fuck off or something like that, and just got sent off.
as you do on a Saturday league football, you just tell the ref to fuck off. Oh god, I love Saturday league football, man. It's amazing. Or should I say soccer? But yeah, I love it. All right, let's get into the show. We've got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Website is still the same at the moment. It will be changing soon. It's sundaysegue.weebly.com. Also follow us on Twitter. That's at SundaySegue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Also like us on Facebook. Email us if you want to find out anything at all. You just want to contribute to the show. Please, that's SundaySegue@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, iTunes. We're on TRN, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, Mixcloud, and don't forget to download that Double Twist player. So I just want to get some quick shout outs out there just quickly. Again, I can't fit all of you in. Sorry about your damn luck, but I'll fit you in next week. So, quick shout out to Chris Langford, Andre R. Thomas Sr., Frankensteiner Jr., Angel Ponce, Wrestle Cruise 2015. They actually have a cruise where people wrestle on. What the hell? Vic Volt, Ben Spedler fan page, The People's Podcast, and at that Adam Guy 65. Again, if I couldn't fit you in, I'm sorry, but I'll fit you in next week. Nick, any shout outs?
Not at the moment right now. Maybe at Sour Speech on Twitter, at Mark Howden 223, I think it is. They're big supporters of the Dark Match Wrestling podcast.
Okay. Mike, any shout outs?
I have shout outs because I don't have a Twitter. I don't believe in the Twitter so much, so I steer clear of social media. I think it totally goes against what we're trying to do here, but I let Billy and Nick handle those things, and they let me know about it.
Okay, Billy, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Bob Holly and Tom Atunga and Tyrus, because they're me and Nick's best friends on Twitter. Or so we say.
Nice.
I live every day of my life with these two telling me how they're great friends with all these people on Twitter. That's the life I have to live with every day.
Oh man. Well, I mean, Bob Holly, you can't get much better. You can't get much better than that. He's crazy on Twitter sometimes. So,
yeah.
Almost as bad, not almost as bad as the Iron Sheik, but you know how he likes to spit out a fucking bullshit every so often. Shugs, any shout outs?
I'm good.
You good, Chris?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out, since my fiance's not here, to at that Roxy Girl on Twitter. Don't follow her in real life, like she says, because that's just creepy. And I want to give a shout out to James Steele, which is at JX2001, good friend of mine on there as well, and we both are massive Teddy Long enthusiasts. We always love a good tag team match.
Yeah, holla. All right. I just want to give a shout out to our partners in crime, Max Wrestling E-Magazine. Make sure you check them out. maxwrestlingemag.weebly.com. New issue coming up tomorrow with and they cover our interview with NWA President Bruce Tharpe. That's right. If you missed it, make sure you check that out. Also, I want to give a shout out to other partners, Wrestling Video News, where you can get all your DVD news on all promotions. Also, Open Turnbuckle, that's Chad B. Rotten Broughton and his Mrs. Courtney every Wednesday and Saturday. Make sure you check that out. So, let's get into Raw. We've had a couple of shit Raws recently, but this one, I suppose, was okay. Shugs, we'll start off with, Rollins talking about his involvement with Jon Stewart. WWE love to kind of get involved, themselves into the mainstream media. How do you think that he kind of dealt with it? And was this distraction needed or a waste of time?
Well, at the moment they haven't started the Rollins Randy Orton program properly, still. So it's just more filler, innit? Do you know what I mean? We're 3 weeks out or whatever from WrestleMania, and this is what they've got for him. So he's just got to go hard with what they got, because otherwise he's going to be doing fuck all else.
Yeah. It's weird with 3 weeks left to go, and this is what we're watching. Chris, Reigns comes out to booze. So obviously I know you were there. What was the live reaction like when Reigns came out?
Oh man, only the kids really went crazy for him. I mean, everyone tries to look up, no matter if they like him or not, just to snap a picture of him. But I was booing along with a lot of other people. It wasn't the best reaction, because it's a Northeast crowd. We like to voice our opinion, whether it's Brooklyn, the Garden, anywhere like that. We like to voice our opinion, and we just don't like him being, forced down our throats, so we're going to voice our opinion. But it was heavily booed. Very heavily hooped.
It's a shame, man, because it's not his fault, and he's, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's got something, but I still, like I keep saying, I still think he should just be like, no, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. I am your guy, your next guy. I'm not reading that shit. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but he's still kind of, you know, sucking on Vince's teeth, so he was doing what we're doing. But, Nick, the back and forth between Rollins and Reigns, you know, was interesting because you can clearly see the difference in promo technique. Crowd loved when Rollins said that he can out-wrestle him, man.
Yes, yeah, it's true. I mean, what Rollins was saying is absolutely true. He's better on the mic. He could definitely out-wrestle Reigns in the ring. I mean,
I think really at the end of the day, Nick, Rollins is ready for that main spot. He's shown it. He's been the top heel for the past year in the company. Roman Reigns, he's still kind of struggling. I was at the house show last Friday night at Madison Square Garden, and the reaction was still the same for Reigns as it was Monday night. And in terms of even the heel reaction, Rollins still got a lot of cheers, maybe booed from the kids, but still got a lot of cheers from the hardcore. So in terms of who's ready, it's got to be Rollins.
But can he eat more than Mark Henry?
I think so. It's a favorable comparison.
Yeah. That's what that matters here. You know, give him a nice smorgasbord and just, yeah. Mike, Reigns asked Rollins if, you know, if he was going to be a man and cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase and make it a triple threat match at Mania. What would your views be if that match actually happened?
You know, I think it would be almost not a waste of the Money in the Bank. I think there's only been a handful of guys who have actually cashed in the Money in the Bank for a actual match ahead of time. So I don't know how it would have came out. I like Rollins as the sneaky guy, as the Authority's kind of, you know, hand-picked successor. And if he kind of snuck in at 30, I think it would be better than having another triple threat match.
Yeah, because doing it beforehand is pretty much a face move, isn't it? It's a baby face move. Like when RVD did it. You know?
Right. Even when Sandow did it, he got a huge babyface reaction when he did do it.
Billy, have you got anything else to add from this segment, bro?
No, I think we really touched on everything. I think Rollins cashing in at the end makes sense. I think that he's going to get the babyface pop if he does it, though. You know, that's the only thing. Mm-hmm. And I think there's more money in him as a babyface anyway. I love him as a heel, but I just think there's more money in that guy as a babyface.
Yeah, man, they definitely pulled a swerve on us when it was him, not Ambrose, that kind of turned. And to be honest, I'm just loving it. He's been the best thing on Raw. Literally, consistent, everything. The progress growing. Just gotta give him a clap.
I'll give him a clap. I'm gonna clap it up. Clap it up over here. Clapping it up.
All right, so let's move on to segment 2. Ambrose versus Barrett. Nick, again, it seems if, you know, your IC champ, you know, if you're the IC champ, you're kind of destined to lose and look like a dick whilst doing it also. So why do all these fuckers keep trying to get the belt? That's what I don't understand.
I at least like that the IC title is starting to get some burn. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know the situation is crazy. All of these guys trying to steal the belt. Who's going to come out with the belt, all this and that. But at least it's becoming relevant. It's not on the back burner anymore. I like that aspect of it.
Okay. I just keep thinking surely like they should be running as far away from that because Barrett is he's lost, I think, is it 5 matches in a row? Something like that.
Yeah. On television, it's been, I think, almost over a month now. Easily.
Oh man. Mike, what's your take on all the belt stealing? You know, and is it something, you know, is it something that's kind of tacky, or is it, you know, tacky for 2015, should I say, or is it working?
I think it's kind of hard to believe that all these guys want to steal a belt that hasn't been pushed in about 3 years. So I find it a little hard to believe. But like Nick said, it is bringing relevance to the championship, and you got to come up with a way to introduce a ladder match at least. You can't just say, hey, we're going to have a ladder match. There needs to be a reason behind it, and the only way to settle all this stealing is for a man to climb up the ladder and, I guess, officially win the championship is the story we're looking for here.
Mm-hmm. But it's hence why all the other guys have been trying to grab the belt, but Daniel Bryan has yet to actually touch the strap.
Yeah, very odd on that. I mean, but Bryan, again, should kind of be the guy who's not, you know, willing to kind of go for it. He's been to the main event of WrestleMania last year. Maybe he shouldn't be on the forefront of trying to get the championship. Almost kind of end up in this situation at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of stealing, could this IC title ladder match at Mania potentially steal the show?
I mean, I think so. I think this is like their placement for the Money in the Bank spot. And the thing that worries me about it actually is for Bryan. Like there's always been these comparisons between Bryan and Benoit. And Benoit, me and Mike were at WrestleMania 20, and Benoit won the belt. 1 year later, he's in the Money in the Bank match. And that kind of reminds me of what they're doing here with Bryan. Is he going to get lost in the shuffle? And that's what worries me most. But I think it has all the potential in the world to steal the show, just like Money in the Bank did years and years.
All right. Well, we're just going to scoot over a couple of segments that, happened on Raw. Shugs, that missed our segment with Niagara, man.
Yeah, that was, I think it was a really good piece. And Miz was really good in it as well. And you could see the joke coming. You could see it was going to be like some type of swerve just from the way he was acting. But, it was just joke, the way that everyone was laughing at him when he came back.
Is the way Summer Rae just kind of looked down and was like, okay. But again, like we keep saying about the ball bag, all he has to do is stand up and be like, who's my wife? Who is my wife? At the end of the day, fuck y'all anyway. That's what he should be saying. Who is my wife? Standard. Should we change his name from the ball bag to something else now? Because he is kind of coming around a little bit.
He hasn't done enough to get rid of that status.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm down with that. Chris, what's your thoughts on the Bray Wyatt promo and the live reaction to obviously, putting the casket on fire?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I mean, I didn't know if something else was going to happen, like if they were do the classic Undertaker lightning bolt like they used to way back in the day. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm excited for this match, but I'm just worried how Taker's going to be handled. I mean, for God's sake, a couple months ago, I think over the summer, we had this picture of him where he looks frail and out of shape. And now we got ones where he's doing squats and, with everything. It's amazing. But I think, once you start wrestling, you never get tired of it. You always want to do it all over again. It's kind of like any other sport. You get out of it and you want to do it again because you get tempted and everything. But I think that's what he's trying to do. But I enjoyed it. The crowd reaction was well. All the phones lit up and everything like that. Everyone thought he was coming out, obviously, but obviously that's not the case. But still, I enjoyed it. Really good promo.
Is it safe to say we're getting a casket match?
I think so. I really think so, because it's a good omen to what Undertaker used to do. I remember I think it was the 93 Rumble, Undertaker just kept doing vignettes with him building a casket for Yokozuna.
Oh, it's 94, sorry.
94, okay. So it was him building caskets, and, he just was tempting Yokozuna to do this casket match. So I think we might get one. I really think we would.
Speaking of casket matches, on the Retro Roundtable yesterday, episode 8, make sure you check that out. Dirty plug there. We was talking about SummerSlam 92, Undertaker versus Kamala. Just the reactions to Kamala's face when the Undertaker stood up. It's just hilarious. And then obviously going into Survivor Series 92 with the very first ever casket match. Oh, God. Nick, what could they do with Kid and Cesaro at Mania that would be good and make sense?
Well, I think that they should fight the Usos. I think that would be a good match for them. The Usos, they got bumped from Mania last year. They should be on Mania this year. They had a good year. I think Kid and Cesaro, a good up-and-coming team. I like their chemistry together, and I think that they could have a really good match at Mania.
Okay. Does Natalya and Naomi play into that, or did they just stay as obviously the wives?
I could see them going the route of the mixed tag, but I would like to see them on the outside. I would like to just see, Cesaro and Kid put the tag titles on the line against the Usos and, give the tag team titles the match that they deserve at WrestleMania.
All right, check this. What about the wives on the pole match?
I'm down with it. Did Vince Russo book it? That's what I think.
Well, I hope so, because if someone else did, that would be a bit weird. It seems perfect for Russo to be booking that. Wives on a pole, or cats on a pole, maybe. The swinging cats. Swinging.
I like that. I like the swinging cat.
I like the
I
idea
like
of
the
that.
swinging cat.
I like where you're going with that.
I think I keep saying this, and then all of a sudden the NSPCC will be running after my ass, talking about cats and balls and shit. Mike, where was I going with this? Steph come out, to shit on Cena, which is always always great in my book. Made a lot of noise, which the crowd actually loved. What do you think, about Cena's place on the card right now?
Right now, I mean, if you're talking about from a storyline standpoint, he doesn't have a match against Rusev, but I think we all know where it's headed. I thought it was a little ridiculous on Monday night that there was an actual discussion between Stephanie McMahon and John Cena about John not wrestling at WrestleMania. That sounds almost insane to even talk about, let alone be an actual segment on a Monday Night Raw. But obviously it's heading towards the direction of Rusev. I've heard of rumors of a flag match, which sounds almost as exciting as the pole match you just referenced. Unfortunately, that is a serious rumor, though, about the flag match. So, if you're going to push a guy for a year, or over a year, and then he loses to the guy that beats everybody, that doesn't sound very smart to me. So I hope that's not the idea, but that seems like where it's headed.
See, man, that's what I'm saying. I keep saying to people, you're building up Rusev as a major heel. He hasn't lost all this stuff. Don't make him lose.
No,
just don't make him lose. If Cena loses to him, what's going to happen? Nothing whatsoever. So I'm all for Rusev beating him and not making him tap out, obviously, because then you don't want the kids crying and shit. But yeah. If
it was 1985, they would have made the kids cry and they wouldn't have thought twice about it. But it's a different time every year.
Oh my god, yeah. And Billy, Axelmania. Now, we here at the Sunday Segue like to reference Curtis Axel as the Weetabix kid, just because he is a dry as fuck. But at the same time, he's had nothing for ages, and now he's kind of slowly getting something. This is the best on the mic I've seen him in a while.
No, he's been amazing on the mic. I love the don't change the channel. I think that's just so friggin' epic. And no, Axelmania's running wild. The guy's been off the TV for how long? And I think he's with the part of this new movement of give a guy a bad gimmick and see if he shines, where Mizdow did that, he succeeded in something that should have failed. And now I think Curtis is doing that with Axelmania.
All right, let's go on to the next segment, which is Triple H and Booker T. Chris, what's your thoughts on the build-up to this match between Triple H and Sting and the fact that they keep, kind of censoring it around the whole WWE, WCW thing?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's one of those fantasy matches you never thought you would see, and it's two of the best, promo cutters in the industry that are still around. I'm loving it, but it's a shame that they've limited Sting's dates in a way because you want to see both sides. It's kind of like Taker and the whole thing. You want to hear what the other man has to say, but I like how they're doing the silent vigilante thing. It adds a lot of, hype and mystery to the whole storyline. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm excited for that match.
I get quite annoyed when Michael Cole uses that vigilante though. I think maybe if someone else said it wouldn't bother me so much, but it's just the way it's like, the vigilante Sting! It's just like, fucking shut up, man.
Yeah, it's Cole, it's just Cole.
Oh, good. Shugs, man, what about the firing angle, man?
Well, did Booker know he was getting fired? Because, I think it's his best bit of acting he's done for a while. So maybe he just thought that he was really getting his fucking pink slip because he looked shook like.
He was like, wait a minute, sucker, wait. I get him my pink slip, and now he's like, wait, is this... The amount of times he looked into the hard camera like, wait, is this actually happening? Like, is this for real? Triple H, I'm coming for you. That's what he's thinking. I'm coming for you. Like, shit. And he walked away, and then Triple H was like, nah, player. I'm joking. Sit your ass back down. I actually think you're a good commentator. Lies, Triple H. Lies. Because I know you don't think he's a good commentator. He's just there because you wanted Jerry's old ass, off the commentary. Anywho, Booker T, I think you're right, Shugs. I think he acted that shit well. Because, that's probably the best way to do it, I suppose, this day and age. You kind of just, just do it ad-lib, just straight, just a cappella, just do it and see what happens. And he swam. with flying colours. So Booker T, nice one, dog. Have you heard, Shucks? Have you heard a bit about his wrestling school and his promotion and stuff?
All I knew is that he had one, really.
Yeah, man. Him and Stevie Ray, they're running the shit, man. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of their wrestlers, join WWE soon, because they're running a decent promotion at the moment. Also, let's just look at some other stuff. Mike, AJ comes back to a mass pop. I think she's a New Jersey girl. What will be the Divas match for Mania? What do you reckon?
I think after this Monday night, it has to be a tag match. I think it's got to be the Bellas against Paige and AJ. And it's also a way to keep the belt on the Bellas, which is what I think management would probably like, and still put the baby faces over at Mania. So everybody kind of wins in that respect. So I would say that's the direction they're headed in, especially after Monday night.
Okay, and Nick, it looks like the hashtag Give Divas a Chance kind of worked, because they got, Nikki and Paige and the Big Boo Bella got a bit more time. Could they change the ethos of the Divas division after Mania, maybe? And I mean, we spoke about this on the show previously. Maybe having Charlotte come up, maybe win the title and say, you know what? To be fair to Flair, I'm not a diva. I'm an athlete. I'm a women's athlete. So I'm gonna do my thing and kind of do a tribute to Medusa. Get this trash and bam, dash this Divas title in the trash, man. Dash it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Charlotte is definitely going to get called up to the main roster come after WrestleMania. I mean, I think the Divas division is growing. They have a lot of good Divas down in NXT, such as Charlotte, such as Sasha Banks, such as Bayley. You infuse these girls with the girls you already have on the main roster that could work, such as Natty Neidhart and, Paige and AJ and all of these other girls. And I think, given the time and putting the effort from creative, I think the Divas division could have a boom. Why not?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I love the way that you said the Divas that can work, because Rosa Mendes, that stiff, she's as stiff as bloody Dale bread, man. This girl, she's dancing for Fandango. She can't even dance. Like, what?
She has no rhythm for a Spanish girl. It's amazing. I don't understand that. It's like, she cannot dance. It's unreal.
It's like her body moves the same way as her face. It just don't move.
Yeah.
No, it just don't
no feeling there.
But Billy, sorry, Medusa in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I know the Hall of Fame, it doesn't really mean much when you got guys like Drew Carey in there, and then you got guys like Rick Rude and Big Earthquake John Tenter just sat on the sidelines, not even in there. But is this induction deserved?
Absolutely, I really do. Such a part of my childhood was watching her actually be Alundra Blaze during the In Your House era. And then I just remember that moment, watching Nitro as she just tossed it in the trash.
Yeah.
And, God, if there was ever just that was one of the top probably 10 poignant moments of the whole Monday Night War. And for that alone, she should be in, let alone her wrestling ability.
Hey, man, can you remember when she took that backhand by Aja Kong?
Yeah.
She actually took that like a boss. She stood there. Aja Kong was like, 1, 2, 3. But she even had time to count. That's how dazed she was. She had time to count and just backhand in her face. Lights out. Sorry, Alundra Blaze. Yeah. I mean, she's fought some weird characters, man. Not weird, but, you got Aja Kong, you got Bull Nakano, and then you got Bertha Faye.
Yeah.
That was a rough time, I think. Rough time in WWE.
All right, let's go to the next segment. The Daily Show with Rollins and Stewart. Shugs, what did you think of Jon Stewart's involvement on the show? Because I thought he was a boss.
Yeah, I just thought, he went with it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether he's a fan, or they said I think his kid's a really big fan, so obviously it must be something he watches with his kid, because, do you know what I mean? He knew what he was chatting about. He wasn't just wheeled onto TV and just this and that. He actually knew his shit. And, it was really good.
Not like Kathy Lee and Hoda. Again, who's Hoda? Who's Hoda? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Sounds like a fake car. Hoda. Oh, shit. How can this guy come on TV and be better on the mic than most of your roster?
Well, he is on TV every single day doing this type of stuff, so,
Masterclass with Jon Stewart.
That's what they should take him to NXT.
Straight. don't know, because Baron Corbin can deal with that stuff right now. I mean, obviously he's not talking much, but yeah, man, when he does talk, make sure people
are
listen.
more worried about his belly button than whether he can talk.
His belly button. What's happening with the belly button?
They just don't like it. I don't think. That's why they got that. That's why he's got that t-shirt on.
It's like when they're chatting about fucking Cesaro, and someone was talking about his nipples. Who was that? Fucking Josh Dillon was talking about his nipples. He's saying his areola's too big. All right, Chris. I don't get the way. I don't get why. Sorry, they need to do this whole slow burn turn thing with Orton, carrying on like we haven't seen this shit when we've already seen this happen. So it's kind of predictable, isn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of, old days. I mean, the crowd, we reacted pretty well, but it's like just give him a chance to do his thing. I miss when he used to be the apex predator, kicking people in the head and, just going crazy. And now he's just doing, throwing his arms back like, I don't give a shit, This is how many fucks I give about this. And, it's like, I just miss how he used to be. I think he needs to bring back that character, dig deep and just bring him out. Just go mental on Rollins.
It's like creative seem to forget. It wasn't too long ago where he actually kind of he did turn on them. Before he got injured a couple months ago, we've seen this. We've seen this already, right? So why then make him come back and do exactly the same thing? I don't see the purpose, because it's not like we're gonna go, oh shit, he just turned on Rollins, god damn, we've seen that already. We know it's happening, so, and it couldn't happen in any worse a way. The guy got a curb stomp on the table, which was ordered by Stephanie McMahon. And, man. Yeah. Anywho, let's move on. Couple of other little things. Billy, Bryan versus Harper, for me, was the best 2-minute match you will ever see. That dragon suplex on Bryan's head, jeez, that was nuts. What's your thoughts on Bryan's involvement, though, in the IC title chase, and the fact that he's kind of gone down so far, so soon?
Well, I mean, I think for one, it goes to show the talent of Daniel Bryan, that when you give a real wrestler 2 minutes, they can make it happen in 2 minutes. And, maybe his wife should look into that. But, no, I mean, I think there's the two sides of the coin here. Yes, Bryan can win the title, which is tough because it's a toss-up with him and Ambrose. Either way, you want to send the crowd home happy with that match, I think. But he can either bring prestige back to the Intercontinental title that, we've been dying for, maybe pull like a Nakamura with the belt since it's his favorite wrestler. But then there's this other side of it where I just feel like, is he becoming that, like I said before, that Benoit heading into the new, WWE, CW, just trying to give the pat on the back to these guys because they don't see him as the top contender anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
Because they have a prettier face,
I understand what you mean, go and work with the guys that deserve to get good matches and get a bit of the spotlight, and Daniel's the guy to kind of will definitely do that. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things where we could see John Cena and Bryan as the secondary champions just to maybe push that up, but I don't know if they can do that. It's the only time will tell. But Mike, Paul Heyman, right, comes out again, speaking assertively, making statements, for Brock. What's your thoughts on the promo? Because he kind of went a bit left field.
I don't know if the mics cutting in and out were part of it, but it certainly added to it. It was awesome. And Paul gave the old shoot handle on his on the gun right before he cut it, so you knew it was going to be a little bit of a shoot. Paul's Paul, man. He's gonna say what he feels, and he's always gonna find a way to take something that's real life and turn it right back into a storyline and engage you right from the beginning. And he did that. He did that very well on Monday. He casually dropped that Brock was at UFC, but also brought it back that he's going to be at WrestleMania. And he just has a way with words. And like I said, I don't know if it was audio problems, if the mics really weren't working, but it certainly seemed like there were some people back there that may have been a bit upset with a couple of Paul Heyman's comments.
I'd definitely tell you who it was. Kevin the Dick Dunn. That's what happened there. Kevin
Chipmunk face?
Yeah.
Not chipmunk face.
Chipmunk face. That's what I'm talking about.
Jim Cornette made him cry one day. I don't know if you ever heard that story.
Nah.
Made him cry, yeah.
He flipped the switch on that. He was like, yeah, nah. My audio off. You mentioned Ronda Rousey. Fuck you. Audio off.
That's it.
But no, you're right. I mean, you could be reading the newspaper and then all of a sudden you hear Andre's dead. You're like, wait a minute. You look above the newspaper and you're like, wait, did he just say that? And then you go back to reading again and they said Ronda Rousey. You wait, what?
Exactly. He's the guy you got to pay attention anytime he's out there because you never know what he's going to say, and he has a hell of a track record of saying what he feels. So you always want to listen to what Paul's going to say.
Definitely put that newspaper down. All right, Nick. If you were Lesnar, all right, what option would you take after Mania? You have UFC or you have WWE. You even have Bellator. I hate saying that name because it's just shit. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Bellator is in a discussion if I'm Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's really down to the WWE and the UFC. I mean, I think in this point in Brock's career, I think going back to the UFC might be a mistake. I don't know if he's could handle fighting legitimately anymore. And I think the money that the WWE is prepared to throw at this guy is going to be hard to turn down.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he signs, does he turn then and come a babyface? Do you reckon that would, that would help the situation maybe night after WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Brock turning babyface is definitely a route that they should explore after the night after WrestleMania on Raw.
I think an angle with Seth Rollins is almost pretty much handheld right now. It's pretty much in the bag if he turns babyface. It hasn't been resolved, and I think there's more in that angle.
Yeah, and Rollins at this point is definitely the top heel, I think, in the company, whether they like to admit it or not.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think Samoa Joe would be wicked, kind of in a role right now. In a role right now with that, So if Samoa Joe did come, obviously I don't. He probably won't get called up because Vince don't like the look, but it is what it is. Shugs, speaking of Bellator, Kimbo Slice versus Ken Shamrock. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody better tell him it's 2015. You know what I mean?
These two Canucks are out there tearing lumps out. Ken Shamrock is 51, blood.
51? He's 51.
51 or 41. Something. Nah, he's 51. They said he's 51. I'm sure they said on the law he's 51. He's still in good shape, though. He's still in good shape. Ken, I didn't say shit. Don't get me. All right, let's move on. Main event, Rollins versus Reigns. Shugs, thoughts on the match and Reigns' performance?
I just think at the moment they're keeping him looking good by putting him in with good people, It's great seeing he had a good match with Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, and it's probably pretty easy for him to have a match with somebody he's probably been working with for the last 2 years. So it still remains to be seen whether he can have a good match with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you got to see. Yeah, you're right. You got to see it like that. Good match with Bryan, that's a given. But can he have a good match with Ryback? Can he have a good match with So no, you're right, definitely. Chris, were you surprised that Reigns took another loss?
Yeah, I'm surprised, especially after the last couple weeks. I'm surprised that he did because they want to make him one of the top guys next to Cena, and it's when you see him lose. I mean, the kids were upset. I seen because there were a couple kids around in the seats, and they were upset really, but. It has to happen sometime. You can't always make him look strong, as they like to say. But I think sometimes even the best wrestlers have to lose to just show that they're not, untouchable.
Mm-hmm. True that. Billy, Reigns, he looked strong at the end, taking out everyone. We have 3 weeks till Mania. Is there anything this guy can do to make us believe, that he's ready to have a decent match at Mania with Lesnar?
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to quote Vince Russo here and just say, "Stay the course."
Can you do it in a Vince accent?
I can because I'm from here. So, bro, yeah, stay the course. Stay the course. I'm a Christian, bro. I'm a Christian. Look at the cross on my arm. No, but I mean, you've been doing the predictable so far. You've been doing the predictable. You know, we saw Fastlane, and you put Reigns over, and it's Reigns versus Lesnar. You put your toy in Toys R Us. It had Reigns and Lesnar. We knew Bryan wasn't making it in there. And at this point, continue on the predictable. Have him win by Heyman turning on Lesnar. Make him the top heel, simultaneously automatically making Seth Rollins the babyface, chasing him with the Money in the Bank.
Okay, nice. All right. So that's the end of Raw, people. I'd like to get your Raw rating now, please, Shugs, out of 10.
It's better than it's been, so I'm going to give it maybe a 6.
6. Okay. Chris.
It was a great crowd. You know, I don't know how it came off on TV. I enjoyed myself there, so I give it maybe 8 out of 10.
All right. Nick.
I'm gonna go with a 6 too. I agree with you. I think it was okay, and yeah, it was just okay.
All right, Mike.
I'm gonna go with a 5. It was right in the middle. Right in the middle. Easy episode of Raw to book. Very, very not entirely predictable, but mostly. So I'm gonna go right in the middle, 5.
Okay, and Billy.
I'm actually gonna go 4 on this one, because of the time of year it is. You know, if this was a Raw any other time, by all means, it would get a 5, maybe even a 6. But this is WrestleMania season. You know, step it up, people.
I like that. All right, we ain't got no feedback because a guy like me forgot to put the thread out. So yeah, fuck me in it. But we're gonna go to a break now. We'll be back with the debutante impressions, which they don't know about yet, which is the best way to do it. Also, Sugs Stunners, RIP Smackdown in 60 seconds. We'll be talking about Bill Demott and New Japan Cup and track of the week. So don't you miss it.
Hi, this is Karma, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
And we're back, people. Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 102 is your boy Kinny, Killa, obviously here with the gal, them Shugs. We are also here with the guys from the Dark Match Wrestling Podcast. That's Nick, Mike, and Billy, and also the heel since day one, Big Evil Chris. So right about now, what we normally do for all of our debutantes on the show, they have to do their best Macho Man impression. So just give me a quick ooh yeah. So first, Nick, please. Your best Randy Savage impression.
Ooh yeah, dig it, yeah.
Shugs?
7, 8 to 10.
Okay. Mike.
Can I cut a promo?
You can cut a promo, bruv. Yeah.
All right, cool. Give me a second here. Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage in the place to be. Space is the place, yeah. And the Macho Man is there. And tonight, Hollywood Hogan, yeah, you feel the power of the madness. Ooh, yeah.
Shugs.
I'm gonna have to give that like a 12 out of 10.
Jesus Christ, this guy went in. I thought I was gonna hear the cream of the crap. I thought I was gonna hear that in there as well.
I should have added that. Oh, now I'm upset.
Billy.
How do I follow that? The only way I can do Macho Man is if I picture him calling a sex line. So hold on.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I want you to take my Slim Jims out in your mouth and snap into it.
Oh, my God, Shugs.
That's going to get a 10 from me. That's a 10.
That's right. You put the Slim Jim in there. Shit. Oh, my God. Segheads are going to love this shit. Oh, man. All right. Let's go into... oh, shit. Why am I going on? All right, people. Right about now, it's time for Sugs Stunners.
Okay. Gets harder every week because the show gets drier every week. Jobber of the week. I'm gonna give it to Booker T. He almost jobbed out of his job. He looked shook when he got his pink paper, and then he looked like a bitch when he got his job back. So.
Why didn't he say, Triple H, tell me you did not say that?
Move of the week. I'm gonna give it to Summer Rae. When she just did that little look down at Mrs. Tings. And Wrestler of the Week. And I give it to Seth Rollins. Because he's still the best thing on the show.
My man Rollins. Bad man Rollins, take it down. Alright, right about now, people, we're going to go into RIP Smackdown in 60 seconds. If you're wondering, why you call it Smackdown, RIP Smackdown in 60 seconds, what's up with that? Well, the reason why we call it that is because Smackdown is shit, and we used to do Smackdown in 60 seconds, but I know Shugs ain't got time for that, so it's rest in peace Smackdown in 60 seconds. So instead what we do is we talk about what's happening in the news world right now with wrestling. So first off, let's talk about Bill Demott. Shugs, all these wrestlers, developmental wrestlers coming out of the woodwork saying that Bill Demott's been doing a fucking, Bob Holly on Matt Cappotelli, just fucking guys up. What's your take on this, man?
It's probably just like there's no smoke without fire, and there's too many people that for it just to be a coincidence, and they're just putting it down to disgruntled employees, people who didn't get a job, so they make up shit. But there's plenty of people who didn't make it, or plenty of people who leave, and it can't just be their fault. If you don't make the grade, that's fair enough. But if you leave, or you don't leave, you leave because you don't want to be treated like he's treating people, then that's something else.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Mike, we've got guys like Joey Ryan and stuff coming out saying these things, supporting the guys that have come out and said, what they've said about Bill Demott. Is it, is it fair for this to happen to you? Do you believe this shit went down?
I've been in the business almost 10 years, so I do believe it, but it doesn't make it right. You can turn the other cheek so many times, but something's going to catch your attention. I mean, even hearing some of the things, I kind of said, okay, I've seen or heard that before myself, but some of the things like slapping people with concussions and wishing people died and stuff like that, I mean, that's just not cool, man. So, and it's not like Bill Demott was like fucking Lou Thez training people. Like, he's fucking Hugh Morris. He's replaceable. Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's fucking Hugh Morris.
Yeah, come on, man. Was he Hackenschmidt? Like, no, he can go. It's fine.
Just another Barry Horowitz.
Yes, absolutely. He's right up there. The only thing he's known for is being Goldberg's first opponent, right? That's it. That's his claim to fame.
Now, if he was in there fucking stretching them like Stu Hart, now you could, you could say, all right, fucking just cool out for a sec. But, geez, man. Chris, one last thing on this. Do you think him kind of obviously resigning just to make sure it's out of the limelight in terms of WWE, do you think his reasons were correct to resign? Do you think he should have maybe hang tough and kind of held on to his job?
I think he should have stayed just a little bit more, just to maybe have like a discussion with everyone, just to be like, all right, look, this is what happened, explain himself at least, just to kind of, put some minds at ease, because the way these talents were speaking, it made them, it made him look like he was like some kind of, dictator or something like that. But, if you want to be a wrestler, this is not like, ballet or something. You got to work hard. And, some people may think of working hard as, something worse than other people. Someone's idea of, having him put a backbreaker on you or something like that could be different than someone, just receiving a chop off him, Everyone has different ideas of what they think is good training, and I think that's just another case of that here. So I would think he should have stayed a little bit more just to explain his side of the story.
Okay. Well, they, he was at the taping the other night, the NXT taping, and then that was it. He's off. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for, all the best in your future endeavors. All right, let's look at some other news quickly before we go into the New Japan Cup. Bushwhackers, it looks like John Laurinaitis is going to be inducting them. Personally, I think it should be Mean Gene, or maybe Jameson, maybe Jameson.
I would vote for Jameson in a heartbeat. That would have to happen.
Just dress up like Jameson, everything,
Oh, man.
I'm going to smash him. Yeah, get him in there. Apparently, Bill Demott's temporary replacement will be Albert Tensai, whatever you want to call him, Matt Bloom. He's going to be taking over temporarily, so it'll be interesting to see who gets that head trainer's job. It just definitely be interesting to see what happens there. Right, my favorite bit. Let's talk about the New Japan Cup. God damn it, because I watched this day one. Watched this the other day. Had to catch up and rewatch it again yesterday because I was watching it while I was feeding my daughter and I kind of fell asleep. as you do as a parent when you got your kids sometimes. So, yeah, so I had to rewatch it. Jeez, man, what a first day. Obviously, Nick, it started off with Takahashi versus Yoshihashi, which was anticlimactic because this match did not start off well at all. I just didn't like it. I was too busy looking at the girl that came out with Takahashi.
I agree. I mean, this match, like when I read the tournament matches, I was like, this is the match that I'm not gonna pay attention to too much. I don't think any of these guys have a chance to move on beyond the first round against each other. So I really didn't pay much mind to it. I mean, the match was solid. It was all right. But
not so great.
It's not so great. Mike. Oh man, I was looking forward to this. Togi Makabe versus Honma, because Honma obviously was Makabe's replacement during the new beginning cards, and he had a wicked match with Ibushi, and then he had an even better match with Ishii, and then again, it was a 10-minute match, but these guys slapped the shit out of each other.
It was unbelievable. And I would put Honma's match with Ishii for the vacant neverweight title up to match of the year so far. Definitely one of them. But against Maccabee, you kind of had to think Maccabee was going to get the victory. Maccabee has a claim for that neverweight title. So if he actually runs the gamut in this tournament, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he's my pick to actually win. But Honma, I just love when he goes for the headbutt. I just love it. Absolutely love it, man. But yeah, then we get Goto versus Yuji Nagata. Yuji Nagata, for me, obviously old school guy, WCW, all of that. And then now seeing him here in New Japan, it's just wicked. And Shibata, Billy, do you watch much New Japan, Billy?
I'm playing a little catch up right now. We're watching New Japan Cup, round 2 of the tournament now. I've been watching it on Access TV. They have that with Marvin Arlo, and that's been an awesome show. But I've just kind of played catch up since Wrestle Kingdom was pretty much the last time I got to sit down and really watch. So I'm so out of the loop right now.
Nick, Shibata versus Kojima. Right, I was looking at their necks, and visibly they had red all around their necks because these guys were doing forearms just continuously. I mean, there was a spot where Kojima does the corner spot where he's just non-stop chopping, and then all of a sudden Shibata just swings him round, reversal, just bam, forehand, just forearm, just fucking him up.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, if you're looking for a strong style match, this was the match for you. I mean, Kojima and Shibata beat the hell out of each other in this match. I'm a big fan of Shibata. I was glad to see him go over on Kojima to set up the next round against Goto, his partner. I mean, that match right there might spell the end for their partnership, but I think they've had great matches in the past, and I cannot wait to see that on day 2, which we're watching.
Yeah, man, because I think they faced off at Wrestle Kingdom last year, and that match was so good. But yeah, man, Shibata, GTS, Shugs, when you watch this shit, GTS into a PK, a penalty kick, a punt kick in his face. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So Goto defeats Yuji Nagata. That match was good as well. Love the finish. We get Sakuraba. I don't know how this guy's still around. But not even him. Nakanishi. What the hell? This guy is still around. We get Ishii also. You get with your guy Shugs, Nakamura. Just loving it. Captain New Japan also with Tenzan, NWA champion. They did this nice sequence at the end to finish off with Ishii finishing with a running clothesline as he was sit up. Ibushi versus Doc Gallows. It was interesting because Mike, because we had a big guy versus little guy. Obviously we know Ibushi's kind of crazy. He does wrestles for DDT and stuff, and he does all the high flying moves. It was good to see him to do German suplex. Definitely, get that on Doc Gallows. But it was inevitable he was going to win, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you can't see Doc really going too far. And plus, Billy's actually the one who keeps saying it's Coda's year this year. So I mean, that seems to be kind of the thing. But again, Coda, a lightweight defeating a heavyweight, it kind of shows he may go further in this tournament than one would expect.
I'm not gonna lie, Shugs knows Ibushi's my guy. I'm gassed up on him. He's my guy right there. Naito defeated Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Again, I thought this match was good. Naito was bumping like a madman. I think he did some Carl Anderson did a running, kind of like a leg lariat kick, kind of, and then he decided to take the moonsault bump. Don't know why. Landed on his head like a madman. He just, and the guy dresses so off key. He dresses so weird. I don't get that. But yeah, then we got the two surprises, Mike. We got the two surprises. Toru Yano defeated Tanahashi Shugs. He defeated Tanahashi. Now, I don't know if you remember who Yano is. Yano's the guy who was around with the DVDs, selling the DVDs. Does the RVD shtick. Again, he's funny as fuck. I love this guy. But yeah, Mike, man, could you believe what you saw?
No, man, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And not only that, but he beat him in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. That's insanity. Unbelievable. And it robbed us of a possible matchup between Tanahashi and Kota.
Could you imagine?
Right. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. I was upset. And then, as you were going to say, it just got crazier as the show went on.
Then we got the main event, man. Bad Luck Fale. Shugs, I know you love that guy. Bad Luck Fale defeated Okada, Shugs. He beat Okada. And when I mean he beat Okada, he beat him. Like, oh my God. Nick, he tried to go for, he did multiple drop kicks, like, best drop kick in the world and all that. Tried to go for a tombstone. He ain't getting this guy up, but tried to go for it. And then all of a sudden we get this sequence of moves by Bad Luck Fale. And then he just goes with the, Razor's Edge, or the Bad Luck drop or whatever you want to call it. And just 1, 2, 3, man. Gedo looked like he wanted to fucking cry.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I seen the bracket for the tournament, I said to Mike and Billy, Bad Luck Fale over Okada, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I had a feeling that he was just gonna go over on Okada, and the match was good, and it was awesome, and he hit him with the big 3 moves at the end, and it really solidified Bad Luck Fale's maybe spot in this tournament where he could maybe make a little run, make a little noise.
Well, obviously he won't win. Well, I say this, he probably won't win, but it just means Bullet Club member versus Bullet Club member. And I don't really want to see Bad Luck Fale versus AJ Styles. So, jury's out for who's gonna win. I think it's Ibushi Yano in the next round. Also, I think you have Naito versus... Wait, is it Naito versus Bad Luck Fale?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And a rematch, it's actually a rematch of the second round in last year's New Japan Cup, which is crazy the way it worked out.
And then we got Makabe versus... Is it Shibata? No, it's Goto versus Shibata, but it's Makabe versus... Takahashi.
Which is terrible. I just watched it, and I couldn't even tell you what the match that just happened. But yes, it is against Takahashi.
Okay. All right, man. That's all the talk. RIP Smackdown in 60 seconds, and that is the end of the show, people. Right now, I want to give this time to either Nick, Billy, or Mike to just plug the hell out of Dark Match Wrestling Podcast. So go for it, guys.
All right, man. Thanks. So we're the Dark Match Wrestling Podcast. We're on StuffDudesLike.com. We're also on Stitcher, iTunes, anywhere you could download your podcasts. You could contact us at Billy Darkmatch,
at People's Podcaster with an A, not an ER,
and darkmatchpod@gmail.com.
Okay, nice. So what I want to say is, obviously, thanks to you guys. It's early where you at. So I just appreciate the fact that you come on. This won't be the only time I'll be hollering at you. I will definitely be hollering at you again to come on the show. It's been great. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Also, I want to thank the heel since day one. That's right, Big Evil Chris. Thanks for coming on. I know you're tired, bruv. So, thanks a lot. And yeah, let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter.
Yeah, they can find me at BigEvil93. I try to tweet as often as I can, and if you want someone to talk wrestling with, I'm your guy.
Okay. And obviously, I cannot do this without the goddamn Shugs.
Always a pleasure, mate. Never a chore.
Never a chore. You got the chicken in the oven?
Nah, no chicken today.
Nah, no chicken. All right. I think I'm gonna dose mine up in a bit. But no in the words of. There hasn't been in the words of for ages. I know. I'm a dick, I know, but fuck it, man. Promos are getting hard right now. So yeah, anyone who's got a promo who wants me to spit one that knows that I've, obviously spit a lot, but just, let me know and I'll do that for but track of the week this week is Evolution's theme song. So we're going to run the rhythm with that one at the end of this. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that, slap nuts. Woo!
Tomorrow